You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning, the one to turn to.
Good Sunday morning. I'm Kristen Chapman. It's 6 a.m. on September 8th. Thank you for waking up with us. We do have plenty of stories to get to before you walk out the door. But first, let's take a live look outside right now. Downtown West Palm Beach, no signs of any rain. I saw a few sprinkles this morning, though. So let's get right over to Lauren Oleski with what to expect today. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Kristen. Yeah, we did have a few overnight showers. Most of us, though, nice and dry for the morning. If you have an early start to your day, really nothing holding you back there. We do have some lightning strikes, though, well off the coast. So if you're headed maybe east towards the beach, you're going to see some lightning. It should be a pretty light show, but again, no rain onshore for us right now. 79 degrees in Stewart, Delray Beach, and West Palm. Currently at 80, very warm. 76 in Vero. Okeechobee's at 73, at 74 in Belle Glade. Port St. Lucie right now, you're at 77. Here's a live look out of our Boca Raton weather bug camera. We are looking south and it looks a little grainy. That's all the moisture and humidity currently sitting in our atmosphere. A very humid day in store for us again. Calm winds out there. They're coming in mainly out of the southwest. That's going to push any showers and storms that we see develop today near Lake O and then east towards the coastline, although I don't really expect a whole lot in the way of any rainfall through the afternoon. Here's 9:30, dry, partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the day. That's going to allow our temperatures to warm up significantly. We've got a big warm up in store for the afternoon again. We're going to be heading likely into the low 80s. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny through your afternoon. There's 6:30. A couple of little inland showers are possible. But again, most of us stay relatively dry through the afternoon today. Rain chances likely not ramping up until closer to the end of the week. We're going to take a closer look at what's going on in the tropics in my next update. Kristen?
Lauren, thank you. Crisis in paradise right now. The death toll in the Bahamas sits at 43, but hundreds, if not thousands, are still missing. That number is expected to soar as the extent of that damage becomes more clear. And CBS 12 News got a firsthand look. So we start with CBS 12's James Torres. He toured the Abaco Islands from the ground and the sky.
We are at the Marsh Harbor Airport here in Abaco Islands. This is where people will evacuate to, get the food, get the snacks that are coming in from all these relief efforts. And you can see some pretty intense damage here. This is not the worst that the island saw, but it's still pretty intense. As we were coming in, we saw trees down, houses crushed, cars flipped over. This is where a lot of the relief efforts are bringing in those supplies that people are desperately needing.
I mean, you know, basic necessities like, like water and food. Yeah, water and food.
Because everyone needs water.
And you can see behind me here, that blue helicopter, that's what we rode in on to get here. We took a small plane from West Palm Beach over to Nassau, but that plane is not able to land here because this is considered such a disaster zone, so we had to take a chopper like that.
And then the brick structures, they were just simply like missiles. They were just, the wind was just picking them up and just slamming them all over the place.
Now, we had a chance to speak to some people here. They tell us that they need water, they need food, but mostly they just need to get the communication out to the rest of the world that they do need more relief efforts. Any little help matters. Right now, I'm reporting in Marsh Harbor. James Torres, back to you.
James, thank you. And the destruction isn't the only problem Bahamians are concerned about. The hurricane blew 6 lids off crude tank oil tanks. That's causing a major oil spill. Now there are new concerns that some of the oil from the facility may have reached the ocean. So as relief does continue to pour into the Bahamas, many Dorian survivors are forced to start a new life right here in South Florida. Yesterday, 1,500 Bahamians got on board the Grand Celebration cruise ship to the port of Palm Beach. Many stepping foot in Palm Beach County with only the clothes on their backs. Our CBS 12 News crews spoke to a few women from Freeport who rode out the storm here, and they're waiting for loved ones on board the ship.
Many got hurt in this, and many don't have a home or no place. They don't have water or nothing to eat. We're still grateful because there's still life. And every time I see a little child come, I thought of my grandbaby. Okay.
They were eventually reunited with their loved ones, good thing. Customs and Border Patrol tweeted out, though, that officers quickly processed more than 1,400 passengers who arrived on that ship. The refugees can stay under asylum here for 30 days before having to apply for visas. So we've shown you the devastation in the Bahamas, and a lot of you have reached out to help. It's been really encouraging. But CBS 12's Madeline Montgomery is live at the port of Palm Beach, where we've partnered up with Bahama Paradise Cruises to help send aid to the islands. Madeline?
we're collecting here at Bay 7 at the Port of Palm Beach, and we're asking for a lot of different items, trying to send relief to the Bahamians. We're asking for canned goods, building supplies like plywood, saws, tools, sheetrock, hygiene products, as well as blankets, baby food, and diapers. And we have a full list on our website, CBS12.com, for what you can bring here to donate. And this warehouse is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And just a reminder, a lot of you, again, are reaching out asking to donate. And if you are going to be donating, make sure that where you're sending money or supplies to is a legitimate place that will be sending aid to the Bahamas. For now, live in Riviera Beach, Madeline Montgomery, CBS 12 News.
Madeline, thank you. And looking ahead later this hour, how local doctors were able to step in and save lives as hurricane survivors were on the way here to South Florida. New developments now in Farah's fight. The case of the teenage girl whose life was forever changed when an off-duty PBSO deputy ran a stop sign and slammed into the car she was in. Farah Fox is now relearning how to walk and talk. She's still fighting just to become normal again. And now the deputy that landed her in this position learns his new punishment. CBS 12's Nyala Charles tells us why he's being punished more than a year later.
Farah Fox's life will never be the same. Last July, while in an SUV with her boyfriend, she was hit by off-duty PBSO deputy Michael Devanzo in Delray Beach.
I ran a stop sign. I never thought this would ever happen my entire life.
According to the police report, Devanzo ran a stop sign while going 53 miles per hour in a 25 zone. Now, more than a year later, Farah's father, Ira Fox, says she still has a long way to go until she is fully recovered from her brain injury.
That is one of the most frustrating things for Farah, is the things that used to be easy are no longer easy.
Things like walking and even talking.
I want to push harder because I want to be the way it was.
CBS 12 News obtained this personnel complaint for Devanzo. It says he was suspended for 4 days because of his alleged actions that caused the crash, as well as the resulting news coverage that had an adverse effect on the agency.
The truth is that no matter what punishment would have come of him or would have happened to him, none of that is going to get Farah better.
A memo from an assistant state attorney said Devanzo never faced any charges because of evidence that a tree was blocking the stop sign when he ran it. Farah's father is at peace with PBSO's decision.
Whatever they think is appropriate, who am I? I'm a civilian.
But former prosecutor Cyrus Stefanian says he's surprised Devanzo was even suspended.
I think the agency was probably just trying to show the public that we take this seriously. But I think they did this in this particular case because of the media coverage.
These days, Fox has just one priority.
We are completely focused on Farah's recovery.
Because he just wants to see her at 100%.
Mr. Devanzo has to live with the actions of his decisions for the rest of his life.
That was Nyala Charles reporting. Farah Fox has a pending civil lawsuit against Deputy Devanzo. She's suing him for $15,000. Now let's get a quick check of the weather with CBS 12 meteorologist Lauren Oleski.
Thanks, Kristen, and not a bad start to our Sunday morning live look from the airport cam. Hey, we're dry. Couple showers and storms off the coast, so kind of a nice light show if you're looking off towards the east, but we are dry this morning. It's 81 degrees right now in Jupiter, 80 in West Palm Beach. It's really warm outside. It's 79 in Stewart, 74 degrees in Belle Glade right now. Vero Beach is at 76, currently 73 in Okeechobee, but our temperatures are going to warm really, really quickly. We're going to be near 90 degrees as soon as around noon, 1 o'clock today, and then heading into the low 90s for today's high temperatures. But with the humidity, it is definitely going to feel much hotter outside. We'll end up with the heat index anywhere from about 100 to maybe 108 through the afternoon. Tropics are starting to wake up. We have the remnants of Dorian moving through Canada right now. Tropical storm Gabrielle hanging out in the ocean. And then we have two waves that we're watching, one closer to Africa. That has a 40% chance of development through the next 5 days. We're going to keep a close eye on that as it's expected to move towards the west. And then there's another wave that we have off towards our east. This is a 20% chance of development through the next 5 days. This is headed towards us. This is just going to increase our rain chances a little bit by the end of the weekend. We're going to take a closer look at that in my next update. I do want to give you a quick peek, though, at Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Winds at 60 miles per hour right now. This is a storm for the fish. It is going to continue to stay out in the ocean. And again, that other wave that does increase our rain chances heading into the weekend, we're going to take a closer look in my next update. Kristen.
Lauren, thank you. Well, a mountain lion attacks a young boy in the kid's own backyard. What the child used to fend off the cat and how he's recovering after very serious injuries.
This week on Full Measure, we'll take you to Greece, where a looming crisis, tens of thousands of illegal immigrants from the Mideast are stuck, with more coming each day, and the rest of Europe is refusing to take them. Plus, targeting terrorists here on U.S. soil. After a string of racially motivated mass shootings, Scott Thuman has an enlightening interview with the FBI's head of counterterrorism to talk about the challenges. And how the wealthy and controversial tech companies Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google are paying big money to lobby politicians in Washington. We follow the money. Those stories and more this week on Full Measure.
Sunday morning, it is 6:13, and you are taking a live look at downtown West Palm Beach. It's another hot and humid Florida day out there, and meteorologist Lauren Oleski says we won't see too many showers out there today. So if you are going to head outside, we have temperatures reaching up to the mid-90s, so you'll definitely want to hydrate if you're going outside. Well, get this, an 8-year-old Colorado boy was playing in his backyard when he was suddenly attacked by a mountain lion. The boy survived the attack, but now, as Kevin Torres reports, this little guy's a fighter.
It could have been a completely different story.
This story is all about bravery.
A big cat.
And a little boy who battled a big old 65-pound cat. Did you ever think you'd have to fight a mountain lion before?
No.
No.
But I knew in life that I would see one because where we live.
That's true. Having grown up in Bailey, Pike Carlson is used to seeing wildlife. But last month, while he was playing with his brother in the backyard, things got a little too close for comfort when a mountain lion popped out of nowhere.
Right when I'm right by the house, on this rock right next to me, I just see this mountain lion jump on it, and then it kind of pounces onto me, and he kind of rolled down the hill to a tree, and it tries to push me under the tree.
Pike peeked at the ground looking for any sort of weapon.
I pick up a stick trying to jab it in the eye, but then the stick breaks.
Fortunately, his dad ran out screaming.
Because when I went through the trees, it was laying on top of him with his head in its mouth. And I just, the scream that came out of my mouth was like I said, it was like a cross between a scream and crying.
The cat ran off while Ron grabbed his boy and booked it for the nearby fire station. So far, Pike has received more than 60 staples to his head and had to have his eyeball reattached to his skull.
For everyone to know if they want to wrestle a mountain lion, they shouldn't because they cheat.
How do they cheat?
They scratch and bite.
Oh, that's true. That's an unfair advantage, right?
And they're faster.
What a little survivor. Now, Pike still has a few more surgeries to go, and he can't see out of his eye, fortunately, but the mountain lion, well, turns out there were 2 of them, and they were put down by Colorado Parks and Wildlife. I know.
Wow.
I know.
That's so scary, but what a brave kid, you know? And
look at him, and he has no fear even now.
Like, yeah, I fought off a mountain
I just got my eye reattached. It's okay.
Good for him.
Love that little guy.
Yeah, me too. Not super in love with the weather today, only just because it's going to be so hot, and I feel like people are. No. It's like pumpkin spice season, and
I know we're also confused
everyone's like,
now.
what's going on?
Is it fall? Is it summer?
I mean,
Florida.
It's rainy season is really what it is. Remember, we've got 2 seasons. It's hot and then less hot, or wet and dry. So here's a look outside from the Kravis cam now, looking off towards the east. The sun comes up in less than an hour or so, but overall, it doesn't look too bad out there for the morning. It's hot, but it feels much hotter outside. West Palm Beach temperatures right now 80 degrees, but it feels like 85. It feels like 82 in Stewart, and it's 6:15 in the morning. So just keep that in mind as you head out the door. It's going to feel very, very steamy throughout the day today. Here's a live look right now at Storm Track radar. So a clean sweep out there, no issues for us this morning. A couple showers are possible, but really not until later in the afternoon. So let's take another look at the tropics. I mentioned I wanted to talk about this other wave. Tropical storm Gabrielle